Hello, listeners, and I'm very happy to introduce all of you to one of the very powerful authors. A book which is my favorite book because it can change a lot of lives. It will change a lot of lives, and it has been changing a lot of lives. Is a very powerful book called Losses to Legacy: 11 Steps to Legacy. And legacy is a very powerful word because legacy is something you leave for your generations to come in. And our author is here. Her name is Rupa Sharma. She's an award-winning personality. She is working in HR working as HR professionals from many years, from decades. She is an NLP practitioner, NLP expert. She works with government. She works with the government organization in UAE, and she's a very powerful background. More than that, what I like about her personally is she's a very powerful life coach. So if you give it, she gives you an advice. She's not giving you advice. She's giving you a tablet or a thing which if you apply, your life would change suddenly very fast. So thank you, Rupa, for joining in.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction.
Thank you for joining in today and listening to our, talking to our audience and sharing about your book. Today we are at Sharjah International Book Fair, and she has author signing event, and a lot of people are waiting to get her book, get her copy signed. And before that I caught her. I said, no, yes, you do that, you go share your book and get the author signed copy, give it to them, but I want to talk to you. So Rupa, I want to start with the cover. The cover is again one of my favorite covers. So I want to ask you, very important thing is, when the book says Losses to Legacy, so can you help us understand how do you decide the name of the book?
First of all, let me start with the name of God, whose mercy is profound and kindness is forever. Thank you very much. Actually, when you were introducing me, I was feeling a little, is he introducing me? I mean, thank you very much. I'm really humbled. About the book, the title, Losses to Legacy, it's a journey of each human being, each individual that we go through with lots of pains, and how we can then transform those pains into our gains. How we can heal and deal with our past and then make something best out of it.
Wow.
And when we leave this world, how we can be immortal and leave the legacy behind. And this can be everybody's story because everybody is unique. This is where the title is coming from.
I resemble that because I've seen the reviews. I've seen how people are responding, because this book is not a book for reading. This is one part of it. There are certain exercises also in the book. So when you do the exercises, it opens your mind in a different direction. And I won't name it because it's not right to name people, but this book has been transforming people to create a positive life. Even people who are in depression, people who have suicidal thoughts, these books are gifted to them. When they read the book, the life shifts for them. And it's a very powerful journey as an author, as a book, because someone who was so depressed in life that he or she wanted to take a life away, but because this book gave them more hope, gave more positivity, and you can sense what kind of power the book will have because of the exercises and the kind of things are written in the book. And most powerful thing is NLP. So I want you to share a little bit about NLP and what is NLP and how NLP can change people's life. And she has written a lot of things using NLP in the book.
Yeah.
So it's a very powerful book. So share about NLP too.
Thank you very much, Dr. K, bringing up this story that I shared with you, the girl in Australia who actually clicked the picture of the exercise that she did in the book and texted me back saying that this particular exercise has opened up my mind. She actually aborted the idea of living, and now she can see and have some more hopes. And if you see the photograph here, this child is a depiction of my childhood, because fourth daughter, sixth child of the family, losing my mother at the age of 17, not being healed with the traumas that I have been through. But yes, when I got healed when I was in my late 30s, that's where the whole child in me again popped up. And this is what I wanted everyone to experience, that no matter you once cried but you can always bring laughter.
Wow.
So that's one. NLP. NLP meaning neuro-linguistic programming, as you know. And this is a divine language that we can talk and use for changing our thought process. So because every word that we speak cast like a spell, like mantra. The word is like a mantra. The brain is just like a tantra. That how we use the words, powerful words, in the context of our life, that whatever we want to achieve in our life, how we can bring that into our life and manifest. I'll give you a small example how I learned it. I used to be, as a life coach, before life coaching, we used to have this concept of being happy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that saying I am happy is a negative word. I didn't know that. So when I learned NLP, I was taught that I am happy is a positive language and I want to be happy is a negative language. It's coming from scarcity,
I know.
and the brain knows that you are not happy, you want to be happy. So, and this whole idea changed and my perspective. I got myself trained in NLP, and then once I knew that how I have transformed my life, did lots of stuff that I could never imagine before. I knew that now this language needs to be taught.
Has to be taught.
It has to spread, like how now we learn maths,
Maths and
science,
yeah.
English, history. in
And
the
I'm very
schools.
happy what word she used is a divine language, because the only way you can talk to your thoughts and to your mind to frame in a different direction.
True.
One of my favorite chapter I want to put up to you, Rupa. I want you to share your thoughts on that chapter. My favorite chapter is letting go process.
Right.
In the journey of life, a lot of things happen negatively, positively also, but we hold on to those things and somewhere that makes us more unhappy. So I wanted to share a little bit from the chapter called letting go, so people can understand, because I think if you allow things to let go, you will be a free bird and you can fly high. And that's what I learned from the chapter. But I want all of you to listen from the author's mouth directly.
Okay. See, letting go is again an art. Like how NLP is an art, letting go is a commitment and an art and a skill that one has to learn to live everyday happy life. Now, letting go of what? Letting go of anger,
Wow.
sadness, regret, guilt, shame, ego, letting go of pride, arrogance, all those emotions. In Sanskrita, in Hindi, we know Vishay Vikar.
Vishay Vikar, yes.
So, how to let go of all these heavy emotions that they weigh us down? When I am looking at the world from here, the anger, sadness, hurt, shame, guilt, competitiveness, enviness, these emotions will never ever help us to see beyond.
See beyond.
The love, the joy, the cooperation, the coexistence, success, sharing. So this won't happen. Now, how to do that is simply by a decision that I'm ready to let go.
Wow.
First, there's a commitment that yes, I'm ready to let go. Before that, this realization that yes, I have a problem. What problem? The problem is that I'm struggling. If I will not accept that problem that I'm struggling, I will never ever work for a solution. So there is an acknowledgement that I'm suffering, I'm in a problem, defining that problem, and then learn how to let go. Now, how to let go? First of all, we just verbally say, I'm ready to let go of all the anger.
Wow. Words are powerful.
Yeah. And then now, you are releasing anger, and instead, what you want to rather feel? I want to feel peaceful. So might as well I start visualize myself how peace looks like, feel like. So I have to create myself in a vision that I'm already peaceful.
Wow.
So this acknowledgement, decision to let go, acceptance, and then doing so many exercises. We can
I know, a lot of
talk
exercises.
about So letting go is basically, I'm talking about all these negative, heavy emotions through the process of catharsis. What is catharsis? It's an expression, ventilation. We can do catharsis by crying out loud, by writing down journals, talking to our friends, talking to psychologists, hiring coaches. just let it go by releasing the charge. And once the catharsis is done, people will feel lighter. And now when in this state of mind, now this is a ground to sow the seeds of how we can now make a happier
Have
life.
a better future.
Yeah.
So, another thing I like about this book is this book can be your coach. Yeah, you need a
It's a
human
self-help.
coach for sure because they can do a lot of personalization of the question and answers. But to start with, just buy this book. There are a lot of exercises. Read it, read the concepts, do the exercise, and because of those exercises, this book will guide you. And books have been guiding us for thousands of years.
Exactly.
So one very powerful book which I recommend you to buy and read is Losses to Legacy. Now I want to go a little different side of an author's life. So I want to know what are your other hobbies other than writing. Is I know you're passionate about writing and reading, but would you like to share anything else other than being reading and writing?
I'm a spiritual seeker.
Wow.
So I have a vision board that I want to go through with lots of experiences in my life. It could be in Costa Rica, retreat with Sadhguru. There's a Sadhguru Ashram.
Sadhguru Ashram.
Swami Shunyanand. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And it's a beautiful retreat. So the spiritual aspect, comparative religious studies, meditation, Sufi music, that's me. If I'm not doing anything, I'm listening to Sufi music or meditating.
So a lot of people who are not able to meditate and because there are a lot of thoughts in the mind, any recommendation for them how can sit for some time at least in silence?
I'll give you one surprising thing. I know you have been my coach and a mentor and you are a trainer. I am assuming you know, but let me reinstate. Many people, and let me tell you, all the people on this planet Earth, they meditate without knowing. Now, it's a different story that what they meditate on. Meditate is nothing but focusing on one thing. So, majority of the world population is meditating on fears, worries, hopelessness, guilt, regret, past or future. So they are meditating on those emotions, creating trauma inside. And those, now talking about now this healing meditation, is just sitting quietly and observing your breath.
Wow, observe your breath.
Simply observing the pace of the breath can be meditative. Simply sitting on the beach and watching the waves can be meditative. Reading can be a meditation with a focused reading. I'm talking to you, we are meditating because we are engrossed. We can sit in front of the lamp or the moon or the sun, just watch and appreciate the beauty. That's meditation. If you see this, and I learned about this in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, where the 112 or 118?
I also don't remember. It's more than 100.
Or 118
more than 100
ways
practices.
to meditate. I said, wow. And that could be simply lighting a candle, looking at the flame, and that's it.
Tratak.
Yeah.
So
we are meditating.
you are meditating all the time. Only try to meditate on breathe. That is the simplest thing because you breathe all the time. So wonderful advice. I want to ask you as a senior author now, because you've written a book, you published your book. I want to ask you a very important question. A lot of people want to write a book, or sometimes they start and leave in between. So any advice for them so they reach to the final full stop of the book and say, wow, I'm done. So any advice would you like to give them? Because you have done it, your journey is done.
Okay. First, the problem part of being an author and creative person. I have been contemplating writing my book since last more than 20 years. I published one book. So by the way, this is my second book. First book was on Islamic concept by Dr. Javed Ahmad Ghamdi. I published that book in Hindi in India. And this is my second book. So now this book as a concept came as a result of the workshop, because book writing is an art. And I didn't know that I can learn the skill of how to write a book. And I learned that skill definitely from your masterclass online. Your 2 days workshop gave me confidence. I told you after the workshop I have 22 titles now.
Correct, yes.
My dream was to write 9 books before I die. But now I have 22 books target. And who knows, maybe I will write more.
Yeah.
So I think everyone should know, who are stuck, who don't know, because there's so much we get just lost with the ingredients. So the skill on art of writing a book will give them the path and the framework.
Yeah.
So I think your workshop that we did for 2 days, it was the turning point for me. As an author, as a thinker, how to stick with the subject, put your thoughts in those frameworks,
Organize.
and then it was easy peasy.
Yeah.
And the logistic part, oh my God, this could have been nightmare. Your team was, cut. They're just driving me and guiding me what needs to be done, the publishing part, the printing part, and the marketing stuff. I think I need to just carry forward with your marketing part, the post writing work. Otherwise, the product is ready. If it doesn't reach out there to the majority, it's useless. I think I need to just further
Work on
continue with the services by Wings Publications.
Yeah.
And I have been your spokesperson even in Scandinavian countries.
Wow.
I had the book signing ceremony in Finland, in Lapland. And I did speak about this workshop and Wings Publication and Dr. KU.
Thank you very
So,
much.
I think
I
everyone should
always say
learn.
my authors are my angels. They give me wings, and that's why we call it Wings Publication. And so we share wings ideally. So they give me, I give them.
Yeah, you gave me this book as my wings, and I wish my daughter come really fast for these 2 days workshop, so she can also actually. And I told you she's my source and
I know,
thriving motivation because she's a writer by birth, and I wanted to show her that she can also do.
What you did, and but
Yeah.
you anyhow set an example for her. Lead by
Yeah.
example is what you.
She
have
will
done.
write a book. I
You will
know.
write it for sure. One important question: this is how do you see world perception, the way world looks at you, has changed after you published your book? Do you see any change?
I think they look at me like a lot more serious person. I'm not. I'm really hilarious. And sometimes it can be crazy that I was in a party and I was dancing those, funny moves, and they said, oh, okay, she's an author. I said, do I have to behave like somebody who's mature, wise, and sitting with the glasses and, being, so that was little, you can't be just funny, and that's a bizarre thing.
But they think you are
They take you
highly
seriously.
intellectual,
Yeah.
very serious, and very thoughtful person, and
Yes.
so they'll definitely come to you for advice, anything important in life. But they have a taboo that those kind of people should not dance and all. So wonderful learning for me also, because there's one good feedback I got it. And what's your journey forward from now after this book?
Actually have started contemplating my third book, and yesterday I had a very bizarre thought. Not bizarre, very nice, very politically, I think, disturbing. I don't know. It's a complex thought. I don't know. Shall I say this? Okay, Rupa, go ahead. Because I was listening to one podcast on Sri Vidya, 2.5 hours podcast by Ranveer, TRP,
with,
whatever. Yeah.
new
Yeah. The podcast, this Mumbai guy.
new tantra
And-
expert was talking about it.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? I have done huge research on.
Avdut Maharaj. I
No,
think so.
no. She's a lady.
That's a
what's her
lady,
name?
yeah, I know.
Mata, Ma somebody.
Yes, I heard that
And
too.
I said, you know what? How about if I author my next book and the name should be Shri Quran?
Wow.
Because I have read Quran.
Yeah, I know.
I want everyone to read it.
Wonderful.
You know, the Quran meaning something that is recited. With Gita, Geet.
Yeah, it's recited.
So Gita is basically not just Bhagavad Gita. You have so many
All of
Gitas.
Gitas, because it's been
Quran
said.
is something that recited. I said, if I will write Shri Quran, maybe people from India
word,
specifically say, Shri Quran, let's
What's
understand what this girl has to say. But then I said, is it going to be controversial? So I wasn't that thought, but I have this thought, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to write something now about that.
Wonderful. It's a wonderful thought, and somehow we have to show that we all are same. We are same soul. Different methods of learning, but you may bring powerful amalgamation between
Of
two
course.
thoughts. Why not?
And picking up stuff that will help to people build up good discipline and habits.
Discipline habits. Wonderful. So this is the second book. Third is coming soon, and I
Of course,
want.
with your help.
Yeah. First with my help, yes. And I want you to go to Amazon in the country you are in. You are in Canada, US, Japan, Brazil, wherever you are. Just go to Amazon, search the name Rupa Sharma, or you search the name of the book Losses to Legacy, and you see this nice, beautiful young girl photograph. This is the cover. Go buy this book, read the book, change your life. And don't buy one copy, buy multiple copies. You give gift of chocolates and flowers to people. Let's give a gift of a book that can change people's life. And one very powerful thought is, which I'm not going to share fully, is if you want to contact Rupa, her contact details are on the back cover. So when you buy the book, you will get her email ID, her contact details. So you can invite her for the university, the management institute, the company you are, and she can be a wonderful trainer and a speaker. Come and change a lot of people's perspective, and productivity will go high in your company. So thank you very much, Rupa, for...
I want to add in here, because I'm doing that part, speaking part, as a corporate social responsibility, because I don't
CSR.
charge for that.
Yeah, CSR.
Because this is my calling. I want to reach out to maximum people. So that's still not anything charged.
No, rather, my all authors, they wrote the book where they want to give back to society. They speak and change people's life because they really want to go back to society, give back to society, and that's how Rupa is also doing. So she would come to your institute, she won't charge anything, she would still impart her knowledge with people. So thank you, Rupa, for joining in on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in and sharing your time. And a lot of people are waiting for your signed signature to get the book. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. K. Can I say one thing, please? I still have every week 1 or 2 people inquiring from my friend circle and at work to give them the reference of a psychologist or mental health support. It costs them 1,000-1,200 dirham per session, and then they withdraw because they can't afford.
Yeah.
So this kind of, like, I'm not saying that it's a replacement, but this can be very
quick
helpful.
start.
Quick start to work.
Quick start to work on yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I really appreciate your help and support. It's going to be a lifetime journey.
Lifetime relationship.
And I mean it.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. Take care.